Hello, Raikkonen7 and welcome back to Combat Mission Black Sea. Since our last scenario was pretty short in the end, I thought we'd come back, stick around with Black Sea for just now and have a go at another scenario. A slightly bigger one. And this time we're going to be looking at the charge of the Heavy Brigade, which is also from the Black Sea Battle Pass. So in this scenario, it is 5 o'clock in the morning and we're taking control of a US combined arms force, attempting to secure a couple of objectives in the face of elements of a Russian tank brigade. So let's take a bit of a closer look at the forces on hand. Okay, starting with our company command. So we do have C Company here, and our HQ and his second in command are both in M1A2 Abrams, as is most of our force. The company command has an active protection system, while the second in command does not. Anyone unfamiliar with the Abrams, we are sporting a 120mm main gun. We do have a 50 cal and a 7.62mm machine gun as well. And in addition to the active protection systems on some of the vehicles, we of course have blocks of ERA up and down the side. In addition, we do have the company fire support team, and they are in their M7A3 Bradley fire support vehicle, which also has APS. Very recognisable from all the antennas it sports. First platoon, as is typical, consists of 4 M1A2 Abrams, again half of which have the active protection system, and the other unlucky two do not. And then finally on map at the start of the mission, we also have third platoon, which consists of M2A3 Bradleys, with obviously the infantry squads included, as well as a sniper and a fire team support. Again, just for familiarity, the Bradleys have got the main 25mm autocannon, a 7.62mm machine gun, as well as an ATGM launcher on them, which is the big difference between the M2A3 and the B7A3, the fire support variant, is that the fire support doesn't have the ATGM capability. In addition, we have some support of some ordnance. We've got a platoon of 4 120mm mortar tubes, which are split into two groups of 2. And we also have access straight off the bat to a Raven unmanned drone. Second platoon will be joining us after about 5 minutes. They again consist of M1A2 Abrams, although due to enemy airstrikes, they have been reduced from a standard 4 down to 2 tanks. So that's going to be 15 minutes. After 5 minutes, we're going to get access to some M109 155mm self-propelled howitzers, and that is the entire force we have. In terms of our objectives, fairly straightforward. There are 2,500 points on the table. For each of the objectives, if we hold them at the end of the mission, we get 500 points. There's an additional 500 points for inflicting casualties, which will obviously just be scaled depending on how much damage we inflict. And then there are 500 points for inflicting over 50% casualties on the enemy, and 500 points for receiving less than 50% casualties on ourselves. We've got an hour plus some variable time. It is 5 in the morning, so it's going to be quite dark throughout. And as I said, our opposition is expected to be elements of a Russian tank brigade, so we are expecting to see BMP-3s, T-90s, and we know they have some supporting 152mm artillery. The terrain itself is actually quite interesting, and you see there's lots of little undulating hills and small ridges. There's no real single significant dominating features, so I think we're going to end up in a lot of places where we have kind of almost like smaller scale encounters as you crest ridge and identify forces. So understanding sight lines and which areas of the map you are vulnerable to, I think, is going to be key in understanding this scenario. I said there's no overall dominating features. There is one small exception, and it's this slight rise at the back of the map on the opposite side, which gives probably the best visibility over the ground, although by no means is that visibility complete. But you can see they have a slightly better dominating position here into some of the objectives than you would get anywhere else on the map. But still not kind of an all or nothing, but definitely a target for some artillery at some point. In terms of our opening moves, We're going to split our forces into two, and we're first going to send our 3rd platoon, our infantry, plus the HQ tanks are going to advance up this right hand side with the main objective of holding in a staging area just outside objective blue 1 here, just kind of hidden in behind this ridge and or a number of ridges, which should give protection from line of sight from any enemies further behind the map. Once in this area, then we will use infantry and the drone to scout out what's further beyond it before using our kind of artillery and advancing to engage the enemy. Meanwhile, we're also going to drop off the sniper and potentially want to leave one of the vehicles behind. I haven't quite decided on that yet. To take a hold in this position here, just so he has good sight lines down into objective blue. Depending on what we find, we might divert one of our heavier units if we can see a juicy target. While they are pushing kind of manfully towards objective 2, our 1st platoon of our Abrams, well supported by the B-Fist and fire support team from company level, are going to advance up to this first ridge line, where we're just going to take positions on the ridge to see if we can identify any enemy targets and engage. Once we are clear of this kind of immediate valley, we're going to reposition our Abrams from this ridge round and then take up a position in amongst this ridge looking into objective blue 2. That is the base plan, and then we can use our tanks as a kind of fire support once our infantry secured blue 1, and then we'll send some more infantry in to secure blue 2. However, a lot of it's going to depend on where we find the enemy to be and the enemy hardpoints, and manoeuvring essentially to kind of engage and outflank them. It is early in the morning, as I've said before, so visibility is going to be reduced. However, we do have some pretty fantastic optics as the US, so we'll be looking to make good use of them. I think our key is going to be not standing around in the same place for too long to get hit by the Russian artillery, and not blundering into any kind of sight lines or dug-in tanks or infantry where they can be picked off and engaged at short range. So let me go and put my first orders in, and then I'll kick things off, and I will come either when we're in position or when we are have our first encounter with the enemy. The one last thing I did want to mention was around the mortars, and I had contemplated doing some pre-planned missions, but given the really short call-in times of 3 minutes, I'm okay to wait. Got a little bit of time. I'll happily wait and see if we're going to have contact objective blue 1 before I drop a whole bunch of mortars on it. But that was what I was thinking to do pre-planned. The one thing I will pre-plan is I'm going to use the drone, and I think our infantry HQ is going to control it for me. And I'm going to put him on an observation area up in this area, just to see probably what's in the objective, but also what's in and behind it. Because if we move in to take it, we are exposing ourselves to fire from elements back here. And maybe we have to clear behind the objective before we can safely take it. Okay, so let me duck away, spread the guys out where I need them to be, put them initial orders, and then we'll come back shortly. Okay, so we are 3 minutes in, and as discussed, I've got my infantry company plus supporting tanks on this right hand side in a bit of a staging area. We did leave our company HQ and a sniper because there's some pretty good sight lines into objective blue 2, and our Abrams platoon is advancing up the left hand side. A little nervous they're unsupported by infantry, but so not being quite as aggressive with them. Our UAV has made some spots. We initially got some kind of sound contacts off to this right hand side, and they have resolved themselves to be, as expected, T-90s and BMPs rolling through the middle. And it would suggest that the Russians were not emplaced in either of the objectives prior to the start of the mission, and that they are advancing from the map edges. Now, it doesn't mean there's no one here, but it seems likely that they have deployed at the edge and therefore are moving in. So I'm less concerned perhaps with people being on the point itself. From infantry here, I am getting them to grab some javelins and disengage and move up to this ridgeline. We're just going to keep an eye on where these Russian tanks may end up. Repositioning a couple of the tanks just to give better sight lines into the back of objective blue 2, just in case that's where the Russian tanks decide to go. Otherwise we'll kind of prepare ourselves to push into objective 1. So maybe it's just, we'll hit the big red button as we play this minute out, and we'll see where they kind of end up. Also, this is only a portion of their force, so I shouldn't get too hyper focused on that, as they're going to end up somewhere else. But I'm interested to see whether they keep going or whether they stop. Well, maybe it is more of their force than expected. Okay, one of them has certainly stopped for just now. So we do seem to be taking up defensive positions. Okay, someone's dismounted, fine. And we have one tank advancing down the road, which should work out nicely if our javelin teams do get in position. And I think dumping a whole bunch more in this position would also be useful, especially with the BMPs and dismounting infantry. Yeah, okay. So again, I've got a javelin team who are coming up into this position, which I think should hopefully work out quite nicely for us. What I might do, just checking nothing else happening, nope, good, is split these guys off. So I had to acquire the javelins from the Bradleys themselves, but give me an anti-tank team with the javelin, good. Please move yourselves up into here, please. Hopefully being just two of them will be a lot harder to spot. The rest of you guys just hang back here slightly. Thanking you very much. Likewise, let's get let's get you split up. Helps if I select the right unit. Grab me an anti-tank team. Please give me a little bit of a jog just to here. And then move yourself just up onto this ridgeline. Which is probably potentially going to be too late for this tank's coming. Now we do have our own tank here. Could get in quite a nice hull down position actually. Which, I'm again, how aggressive do we want to be? It is sending one tank alone unsupported. Then they only have one vehicle really that's going to get into this fight. Which way is he heading off? Just kind of through the woods. I mean, if he just stops still and then he may get the edge in the spotting. It's tempting. Let us not do it. I don't want to risk myself. We've got javelin teams getting position. Let's not be too OTT. Okay, good. Meanwhile, we haven't got any sight on Objective 2. We've obviously only got the one UAV. Our FO is our fire support team just getting position before we can call in any strikes. Oh, hello. Okay, potentially missed something in replay here. Okay. Don't know what you're engaging. Why don't you come in just behind this guy to support? We'll see what's going on. Right, let's push forward. I'm not sure who he has seen that he's running away from. Could be HMT. Okay, things have kicked off. Oh, we did have a little bit of visibility over the top of this ridgeline. Excellent, and we've got a hit straight off. But we have hit the reactive armor. So I'm quite happy I didn't advance him any further than that. Nice quick spotting though. Okay, first one hit a tree, and then it's just machine gun. Oh, and now he's hit him. And I hit back by accident. Right, let's try this again. Good spot on the tank. Good hit by a tree. And looks like a good follow-up. Okay. Beautiful. And looks like our tanks from the other side had visibility in here as well. Well, things got noisy very quickly there. And we are getting some more tanks pushing on that side. Okay. Okay, a few things I want to unpack there because I definitely have not seen everything that's going on. Okay, let's start with... This side just gets nailed. We've seen that. There you go. Well, it keeps going for a while actually. And then just gets nailed again. Good night, Vienna. Right. This chap. Is it this chap? Oh no, that's the one we were following. It must be... this guy. There we go. So our tank out here on our left, now right as we're looking at it, makes a spot. Quite impressive actually through the amount of trees. Yes, good optics. Can't complain about that. One shot, one kill. Good result. And then some massive follow-up fire. Okay, this is all very good. Oh no, I want to see what we did. Not 100% gone our way. As our javelin team here, it looks like they're taking some casualties, probably because they have were spotted by tanks. It's really short range here. So they don't see anything yet. Yeah. They get hammered. Just we weren't in position quickly enough. Unfortunate, but there you go. Okay, our Abrams in the centre seem to be doing okay. Although we've got some more contacts coming down this left-hand side, and a whole bunch of BMPs in the middle, which presumably might be heading for Objective Blue 2. Which is kind of what I wanted you to do, although you are now super exposed if a tank rolls into your face. What I think I want to do is keep some of these positions, keep static positions for a little bit, because the Ruskies look like they are manoeuvring. So if I can keep some reasonable positions with line of sight into the objective, I can hopefully inflict a reasonable amount of damage as they come into position. Now, what kind of contact is this? We do think that is a tank contact. So I'm going to get our friend here to reposition. See if we can't creep up this slope just a little. That's probably a super exposed position actually. Good luck. That's terrible. That's terrible decision making right there. Right, I do want to get my FO up here because I would like eyes just on the back of that hill. Make sure they've got nothing lurking there, giving everything away. That's fine and dandy. We do have you in position to potentially call down some of these mortar strikes. Now we don't know where everyone's going to be, but it might be worth. Actually, your line of sight. Oh, you're not in position yet. Just go slowly. So I think we have a tank about to appear right here. Which I think is what you were looking at. What do you guys have? Not a lot. I think what I would like to do is pull you all back this way. I'm going to reposition you over here. Make sure I'm not accidentally reversing into any line of sight. Seems to be okay. In fact, I will do you slightly, not quite as far. So I don't want to be so far up the slope. Actually, I'm just going to leave you where you are. Just going to get you to face about turn. Nothing else. Hopefully we can cause them enough disruption with our 25 autocannons that we can ruin their optics and things. Unlikely. I think we take some casualties if he rolls around the corner. These guys are going to leave where they are. I mean, we do have 80 gems, but at this range, yeah, cannon's always going to come out ahead. Question, can I use my drone to call down... I can, excellent. You can tell I don't play a lot of Black Sea. So we know there's some guys in there. There's a lot of BMPs, presumably they're heading over to Objective 2. These guys just hanging about open, though they're moving out as well. I'm tempted just to hit Objective 1 for a bit, because I think they might be moving some infantry forces into that. We have quite a lot of ammo, so let's just go for a short, medium. And we can all see how that pans out. You guys are going to stay where you are. Okay. What are your sight lines like? Down into here-ish. Not terrible, not great. Okay. Let's see what happens. Probably some carnage. Here we go, resolves. And keeps on driving. I was expecting just a mass explosion over here. First shot there. Let's get you guys a better view for this. Okay. This is definitely questionable tactics from the Russian AI. So presumably he hasn't even spotted me yet. Oh no, he has now. I don't know what's going on with this turret. If he's just struggling to identify us. Reactive armor blocks the first shell. Wow, and no round came out from him. That's interesting. Okay, well, tanks exploding all over the shop, which is what you'd like to see, isn't it? And then things go quiet. So, 2 tanks dead in the middle, looks like. We have this guy up on the ridge, who's engaged by our tank here. Oh, he's not, he's engaged by our company HQ, lurking on the edge. Nice. I do like it when you put someone in position and it comes good. Beautiful. Now he has been lit up by someone, which... Actually, I don't know who that is. Could be in this tank up here. And then likewise we have a Russian tank appearing on towards the edge of Objective Blue. He's nailed by this guy. So that's 3 dead T-90s thus far. I don't think we've so much as taken a shot. Well, that's not true. Our infantry's taken a bit of a shot. You do have the javelin. You're buddy aiding. Okay. I mean, I'd rather you get that tank, but fine. These guys haven't moved, interestingly enough. Surely they're not just going to sit there. Because if they're going to sit there, I know exactly what I want to do. Can I, not this. Can I adjust? I'd have to cease fire and then... I'm going to wait till it starts falling and adjust the mission. If they haven't moved, I'm going to drop on their heads. Right, we've got one more main battle tank who's been spotted by our sniper team. Okay, might get a resolution. Maybe not from these trees. We shall see on our company HQ. He's moving up. Okay, my kind of tank's holding position for just now. Yeah, and again, I'm interested to see what happens with this chap. But I don't want to start going chasing him. So we're going to move our tank forward and just wait, see what happens when the smoke clears, see if he's still there, potentially hammer him. And yeah. So let's hold fire for another minute. We've got, I mean, we're only 6 minutes in. A lot of time on the clock. He's still medicing, unfortunately. We do have another javelin team here. Hey, Company HQ takes him out. Beautiful. See what happens to this guy. Okay, gets lit up by our Bradley. In the rear. What are they doing? And we're about to take him out, I think. Let's get down and close. Here we go. How can you miss? Bye-bye. Ah! Or APS saves the day and these guys get murdered. Ah. Sorry, lads. I feel bad about that. Look at this smoke. That's a lot. Okay, that's another dead Russian tank. No, 2 dead Russian tanks. So who got the kill of this one in the center? Company HQ. I think it's 3 tanks to his name now. Oh, it just hurts. Okay, they are moving out now. Okay, this is good. Right, I think this is where we're going to call our first one to a close. I think it's going spectacularly well. And but I'm not that surprised. The Abrams is a beast of a tank and has phenomenal spotting ability. And especially this time in the morning, yeah, you can get away with being fairly bold and just sticking them in open positions and you'll get spots and get kills. But it's fun. So we'll continue. We'll see how well we can finish off the mission. Ideally without taking too many more casualties. I have lost 3 infantrymen. And well, yeah, I'll see if I can not throw away my brave pixel trooping too readily. But I think we're in a good spot here. And the UAV has been proved invaluable already. So anyway, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. As ever, leave your thoughts, comments, etc. down below. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheerio for now.